I want to address a little matter.
Hey,
SportyFM.
The very small matter of a young boxing promoter who, over the last few months, over the last few years, has tried to turn around the fortunes of Ghana boxing. Today, I want the good people of Ghana to listen to the facts of the matter and the issues surrounding this young boxing promoter called Sharaf Mahama.
Okay.
And I want Ghanaians to give Sharaf Mahama a break.
Okay. By what's happening?
Those who are not happy with what he's doing, those who are not excited about what he's doing, those who seem concerned about his source of funding for his boxing promotions and all, they should give the young man a break. Nathan, I'll ask you a few questions. Assuming without admitting that Sharaf Mahama hasn't worked before, he hasn't done any gameful, he's not been gainfully employed anywhere before. Can he still become a boxing promoter if that is his dream, with the kind of parents and family members he has?
With the kind of parents and family members, okay. It's possible that he can still be a boxing promoter.
Can he get support from those people?
Yes, possible that he can get financial support from his relatives, his dad and his uncle.
Meaning, at the time he started his promotions, his dad was former president.
Yes.
Could his dad have supported his dream?
Very possibly, yes.
His uncles, who we all know are well established.
Yes.
Specifically, billionaire Uncle Ibrahim Mahama. Could he have sponsored his dream to make him a boxing promoter?
Yes, very possible.
Thank you very much. Now let me get into my matters. You see, Nathan, in August 2024, my good friend Kosi Fiaka told me there was a boxing event that he was going to MC.
Okay.
That event, in fact, it was after a show on Saturday. I had a show with him on Saturday.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to MC this event. I said, oh, what event is that? He said, oh.
So this was August 2024?
Yeah, August 2024.
Okay.
And he said, oh, Sharaf Mahama was going to launch his boxing management, his sports management, group, which was the Legacy Rise. And I said, oh, wow. It was a big event. So when I followed the event, I realized that it was a big boxing event he organized to launch Legacy Rise.
Okay.
And in attendance, we saw Azuma Nelson, Stephen Appiah, Anthony Bafo, Fatah Dauda, Agbeku, and all. All of those men were in attendance. That was in August 2024. Then, his father was former president.
Okay.
Okay. And based on what the young man said that night, the young man said, look, he wants to use sports to change the narrative around lots of things. He wants to use sports to impact society and all, He said a lot. He said he hit the right notes. So some of us said, oh, wow. If he has a license to be a boxing promoter, why not? We may just be seeing the next Donkin there, or the next Oscar de la Hoya, or the next Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren, right there. So it was a good initiative the young boy came up with. And in fact, Nathan, where the boy decided to go and play around boxing, and where he took his attention, Bukum, really, that is where boxing really develops. That is where it starts. So we can call that the Mecca of boxing.
SportyFM.
In Ghana.
In Ghana.
Yeah.
That is where the heart of boxing is. So for the people of Bukum, what they love best, what they love most is boxing. And over the years, you talk about world champions, and you can't leave Bukum out of the picture.
Of course.
So you look at what has happened over the last few years. The fact that since Isaac Dogbe last held the belt and lost to Navarrete in December 2018, we've not had a world champion. Bukum, that we know to be the conveyor belt for talent, seems to have gone off the boil a bit. The talent is there. We are not seeing any proper development. We are not seeing any proper structure to help the boxers nurture their talent and all. And so, Sharaf Mahama's dream of becoming a boxing promoter to change the fortunes of young boxers and get them to the top was a laudable initiative. Nobody asked questions about whether he had the financial muscle to pull it off that time.
SportyFM.
Nobody questioned whether Sharaf Mahama could achieve what he had planned to do. Fast forward, somewhere in December, we saw a boxing promotion.
This was December 2024.
2024. Again, when his father was former president or president-elect. This young man organized a beautiful event. We all saw it. So all of us believed, those of us in the ecosystem and those of us who follow boxing, you know, Nathan, I follow.
Oh yes, I
boxing.
know that.
We believe that, look, this could be the game changer if this boy continues at the pace at which he's going. Ladies and gentlemen, last week, and I was on this show, I spoke about not not seeing what we saw
SportyFM.
in a long while.
Yeah.
I spoke about even the press conference, the face-off, the weighing, how all of those things were organized. It was a complete departure from what the GBA had been doing. When we see all sorts of promotions, all sorts of Achiagbeshi fights and all. When we see the GBA sanctioned bouts that are nothing to write home about. We see sanctioned bouts that clearly people are just pushed down. Achiagbeshi fashion. Where even the rules of the sport are not applied. The safety standards are not adhered to. The rules of boxing, in terms of safeguarding the sport, the GB has thrown under the bus. We've seen all of those things happen at Bukum. And so we looked at this one and said, look, this was going to be the game changer. Nathan, it's not this same Bukum that our good friend Olarinwaju lost his life, unfortunately.
Yes.
Because people failed to do the right things.
Yes.
So what we saw Sharaf bringing to the fore was supposed to be the real game changer. Why shouldn't we be excited? Why shouldn't those in the boxing ecosystem be excited? Why shouldn't those who love sport and want to see boxing move to the next level be excited? Because at the last Paris Olympics, Ghana did not have a representation in boxing.
Yeah.
But you look at our history at Olympics, boxing has given us the most medals. No world champion. We are failing to qualify for Olympics. And so if this is the way to go with this young man and his energy and drive and vision for boxing, wants to come up with something like this, why not? So Nathan, I was happy. I was excited. Look, and before I continue, Nathan, me, I've not met Sharaf Mahama before. I've not spoken to him before. I don't know him. But I just loved what he was trying to do for the sport. Okay. Now let's go back to events on Saturday.
Yep.
For the first time in my life, I had seen a well-coordinated event. I had seen proper build-up to a boxing bout, almost like we would see in the UK, almost like we would see in Saudi, almost like we would see in the US.
Yeah.
Maybe standards not the same, but the idea of what a press conference should be, what a weigh-in should look like, what the face-off should look like, all of those things, they put together solid performance, even the broadcast bit of it. And Nathan, have you seen DAZN cover any boxing bout in Ghana before?
No.
Have you seen a real championship organized in this manner on pay TV? No. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But these guys ticked all the boxes and made sure they gave us a production worth watching. Fantastic. What people are running around spewing, where did you get money from? Where did you get money from?
The voice of sports.
I asked you earlier, if this young man has a dream of taking boxing to the next level, does he have people who are willing to invest in the sport? Does he have people who can bankroll him and make sure he's able to live his dream?
Yeah, it's very possible.
So where is all of this one coming from? We know his uncle, his billionaire uncle, on his philanthropic gestures, sends people abroad to go get treatment and all. Huge sums of money.
People he doesn't
know.
Yeah.
How much more his nephew, right?
His blood relative.
His blood relative, who wants to become a boxing promoter, and he will fold his arms and say, I won't support you. That won't happen. But you see, I'll put Sharaf aside and deal with his partner. You know, the promotion was between Sharaf Mahama and American Promotions.
American Khan.
Listen, if people don't know American Khan, let me show them who American Khan is. He's a former world champion. Youngest British Olympian, the youngest British to win an Olympic medal. Athens 2004. That's where it all started for him. And he was plugged by Frank Warren, one of the top boxing promoters. He won titles, he won the WBA. He was the first British, one of the youngest British to win the WBA title in the light welterweight division. Okay? Before he beat Zab Judah in 2011 to win the IBF light welterweight title. And he's been in the ring with some of the top boxers you can think of. Canelo Alvarez. He's been Carlos Maidana. He's been in the ring with some very, very good boxers. So if you don't know Ahmed Khan, Ahmed Khan is a former boxer of great repute. Ahmed Khan. If you don't know him. And Ahmed Khan is not a poor man. Ahmed Khan is not a poor man. And if people don't know, his fight against Carlos Maidana, he earned $1.5 million.
How far back was this?
This is in 2010. As far back as 2010, he was earning $1.5 million from his bout against Carlos Maidana. When he fought Canelo Alvarez in 2016, it was one of the highest grossing paydays of his career. He made approximately $2 million from pay-per-view revenues. That was his share from pay-per-view revenues after fighting Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, so
that is American we are talking about.
So listeners, when we say pay-per-view, is you pay to watch the bout, right?
Yeah.
So like the way you would subscribe to say DSTV, whatever. Outside the fight may not be on your regular channel, so you pay to get it. So it's all that money that they accumulate.
Thank you very much. And then you have your share.
And then both boxers will split.
Thank you very much. Nathan, beyond that, Ahmed Khan had sponsorship endorsements with Reebok, JD Sports, Maxi Nutrition and the likes. That is off the field. Sponsorships and endorsement. That is Ahmed Khan. Last time I checked, as at June last year, Ahmed Khan's net worth was $40 million.
I see.
If this man is partnering Sharaf Mahama to organize a boxing bout, you dare question where money is coming from? You question where money is coming from? I'm hearing all sorts of things, taxpayers' funds. Ahmed Khan is not a poor man. If you don't know Ahmed Khan, his partner for that boxing bout, go back and check. Go and check who Ahmed Khan is. So Nathan, some of us will not sit down for people to attempt to whitewash what some of us believe is the future of Ghana boxing. Some of us cannot sit down and what people disrespect.
Disrespect, not whitewash.
Disrespect. That's the word. Disrespect the good things people want to bring into the sport. People want to throw mud. You see, it's almost like you have a white shirt, somebody wants to put black charcoal in it. The young man is trying so hard to put boxing on the map. When the fight was about to happen, Nathan, did you at any point know Anthony Joshua was coming to town? Did they promote the bout with Anthony Joshua?
No.
The bout was promoted with Ahmed
Khan, yes. And Khan was ringside, all of that.
Yes. When I did my checks, even Sharaf Mahama did not know AJ was coming. Sharaf Mahama. He did not know Anthony Joshua was coming to town. Anthony Joshua came to town at the instance of Ibrahim Mahama. And you can see from post-fight dealings how he's been moving with Ibrahim Mahama and all. You understand how he came in. So what I heard was that Sharaf admires AJ a lot. So his billionaire uncle thought it wise to surprise him on Boxing Day with AJ's arrival. And that is why the boxing bout was never promoted with AJ as a special guest.
I noticed
So it was supposed to be a surprise. And it was pulled off by his billionaire uncle. And besides, when you go to AJ's camp manager is Ghanaian. Full Ghanaian, living in the UK. So really, if you want to bring Anthony Joshua to Ghana, his closest man is Ghanaian. He can come to Ghana. So what is the big deal? Former champion Anthony Joshua coming to Ghana. If we are organizing a boxing bout and we want to bring people, are we going to bring Lewis Hamilton?
SportyFM.
Or you are going to bring Max Verstappen?
No, he won't. They won't come. They have no relation.
To bring a boxer to grace the occasion, they have gone to bring Anthony Joshua. And that one too has become a problem. People are up in arms saying all sorts of things. Nathan, you see, let's take it easy. The boxer in Bukom who has only watched Anthony Joshua on TV, has only heard of American, had the privilege of seeing him at first hand.
Yeah.
Do you know how much motivation that is for the boxer to aspire to become a world champion? Nathan, let's not do this. Let's not try to erode gains, or let's not try to weaken certain fronts so that next time it is business as usual. It is an Atiagbeshi boxing promotion we are going to see. It is those bouts, those professional bouts that are organized at Bukum that there's nothing to write home about. No. When people are trying to elevate the game, let's push them. When people are trying to move the game to the next level, let us push them. And let's take this politics out. Let's take the politics out. Let's take all the, I don't like this one's father, I don't like this one. Let's take all of it out. Let us look at the good the young man wants to do. Nathan, do you know that Bukum, if Bukum were a country, if Bukum were a country on its own, almost every young man in Bukum would have pushed for Sharaf to be president of Bukum. Because of the impact it's had on the careers of most of the boxers in there. And there are things that are being planned to make that boxing hub one of the most talked about boxing hubs in the world. And it presents the future for every boxer in this country, whether you are in the north, whether you are in the northwest, southwest region, northwest region, northeast region, wherever you are. What is going to be done in Bukum to help boxing move to the next level will benefit everybody. Nathan, when there's an interest to help people reach the next level, don't fight that dream, don't fight that cause. People should not attempt to fight that cause.
SportyFM.
Let us support the young man continue his exploits. He's not holding public office. He's not holding public office. He's not going to take money from anywhere that anybody can point fingers to that taxpayers' funds have been used. And people have organized all sorts of events in this country without a dime, but sponsors have made sure it's been worth watching. It's been worth following.
I mean, in terms of events, sponsors. Once you have sponsors, things can happen. You can always make things happen.
But then what is this? So what is this?
You can always make things happen.
What is this? Why do we want to use politics to erode gains that we would make from boxing? When was the last time we saw two world champions grace any boxing bout in this country? International boxing world champions. When was the last time? And look at the collection of people we saw at Bukum. If all of these people watch the sport like that and say they want to support, where will boxing be in the next few years? If the Despites and all who came there decide to invest in boxing, if all the other billionaires who came there decide to invest in boxing because of this young man Sharaf Mahama, do you know where boxing will be going? Would we now be talking about the states funding boxing? No. Private individuals can help the sports ministry, and that is how sports is done. So please, let's leave politics out. If it's for national good, if it's for the good of people, let us support those pushing the agenda. Enough of the politics. Let's stop it. Nathan, I'll rest my case. But for those who don't know, it was Legacy Rice and American Production. American, if you can talk about American, go and look at his net worth and tell me single-handedly if you couldn't have pulled off what happened at Bukum over the weekend. Please, let's respect people, and let's appreciate people when they do things worthy of praise. I rest my case this morning.
This is SportyFM, the voice of sport.